Good morning. I'm going to, let's see, work here. I'm going to have a long agenda actually, but okay, I'm from Danica Crewing Specialist. We are a crew manager. We are based here in Hamburg, and since we have been here since 2013 around. Moving on, I'm going to speak about crew shortages and actually what, well, it's a thing that is there, but who actually in here do not think there is a crew shortage? Okay, one. Pardon? Yeah, for competent crew, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. By numbers is fitting, maybe. Yeah. That's my point. But we will come back to you when you put your hand up there. So, actually, the thing is that there is a crew shortage of competent crew, yeah. And we are still acting as there are 10 applications for each vacancy, yeah. But the reality is that every applicant have 3 job offers, yeah. And that we need to manage. So I will have here about retention, yeah. This thing, and I think also we had here before from the chairman that from cadet to captain is no longer because people will leave the industry. There is this crew shortage here, and how we source and recruit. So I will try to be in time. Yeah, it is a shortage of workforce in all industry. Actually, it is not only for the maritime industry, but I was reading one time also that in the world, actually, there are not enough people to produce the way we want to live here. And also one thing that happened with the seafarer market in the last 10 years, maybe 15 years, it became completely transparent. Every ship owner, every crew manager have a website. You can easily read the vacancies, and you can easily find out what your value on the job market is. Employee behavior has also changed. We come back to this a little bit later. Seafaring conflicts, actually, seafaring life conflicts with personal preferences also, more and more. And there is a fluctuation of seafarers will continue and actually will increase. So what we do? We made a survey also, it's not so big as a Safety for Sea, but we are actually concentrating more on employment conditions. And we did this in 2019, and the last survey, 2023-24, 98% of the seafarers answered that I'm scanning the job market when I'm home. That's a fact. If you view, and why is this fluctuation happening? And I forgot the track of this X, Z, Y generation. So I say the old generations, maybe like me, we look for stability, stable income. We are actually low risk taking. We don't want to move. We have our house to pay and all this. We cannot move job. But the young generation, like my daughters, they actually, where we are coming down to the 50 to 30 years or below 30 years old, they seek opportunities instead. And they are not afraid to take a risk to try something new because there's enough job. So when there's enough job, I don't need this. My employer is not so important any longer. My personal preferences is more important. And that's something I think we have to really to look at in the industry. And we see it, I mean, the ones who have the hands-on on the crew planning and so on. Today there's so many jobs, so I don't like to join on the 15th of May because my birthday is on the 17th, so I take another employer who offers me a job on the 20th of May. And these small things actually is what is the environment we are in, and how can we actually manage this? So we are managing retention by strategies. One thing is pay more wages, be the market leader on wages, people will stay, you think. And that's the one that's right, because many seafarers are willing to change for higher salary. Shorter contracts, I mean, the internet is maybe over now. Good career prospect is also. Yeah, but for the future, these are not the right ones. And maybe we don't have to only think about retention, it's of course important, but also how we manage fluctuation. And first is to realize we cannot prevent people from leaving us. And low retention is, of course, an operational risk. That's why we try to keep the retention rate up. But on the risk mitigation of the fluctuation, one thing we must do is actually standardize operations, so it becomes easier for new people to come into the job, not only on the company level but also on industry level, I think. Simplify. I mean, one example is the airlines. Yeah, they have complete standard cockpit or bridge layouts if you want. Any pilot can move together with another pilot to another aircraft, and that's one thing. And also there they have a lot of decision support systems. They don't have safety policies. They have, of course, also this, but in the front there, they have decision support systems. So if this happens, what should I do? Take up a card or open something, and they can see what to do. So that is helping. Screening of new hands also, of course. IQ is important when you employ new senior officers. Why? Because IQ is something which you make you combining your knowledge, your old knowledge, to solve a new problem. And therefore, I think IQ should be a part of screening. Okay, we have this triangle here, things we should look at into when you are screening somebody. And actually, oops, the last one is employ people who can think and manage and not comply. I think you had a bit the same before. Yeah? Okay. We also make a survey where we ask the crew managers, how do you see the situation? And actually, which surprised me a lot, only 60% of shipping companies answering this survey have a crewing strategy. How they intake and screen and actually retain seafarers. And there's another survey, not from us, but actually it takes 12 months for a new employee in the office, like a superintendent, to 100% come into the job, to make value for the company. And I think you can say the same for captain and chief engineers, maybe. So how to get competent staff? You can train them yourself in-house, yeah. You can buy them for the market. That's what actually most shipping companies do, I think. And another thing is, you can simplify your systems and how you work on board. We talked about ISM systems before, I think. ISM systems have a tendency to grow over the years because one accident happening, we make a new procedure to avoid this. And do we really need all these procedures? Yeah? And actually our procedures understandable. It's easy to understand for a new crew member. Yeah? Also having the right tools on board. There's one thing there I'm a little bit afraid of is there are coming a lot of new apps for everything. But will it be easier for the crew to use 20 different apps to report emissions, food quality or whatever, right? And standardize what I've said before. Crew shortage also, actually, internal reasons is often poor scheduling of the crew. So we extend one captain's contract with a month because he likes to be home later. At the same time, he's needed later in the planning, and suddenly we are missing a captain later. That was this one actually. And again, 22% of crew are leaving their jobs because ship owners said there's no slot for them. I mentioned these surveys. Actually, we are making 2 surveys every year, one for seafarers and one for crew managers. So you can see them here on our webpage. Then we have the crew market and how we work today. The reality, as I said, is there's a lot of job offers here, and seafarers actually takes everybody will take the easiest way to get a job. It's a complicated process for everybody. And we try to do this a little bit different here. I have said it must be as easy to apply for a job as to order a pizza, at least in the first step. And before we had a long story, everybody had to put in all their data from cadet until he became a captain here. And actually what we need is only a few points, and we are asking for them today. This gives a lot of more applicants. And we are also using a new system, simply very fast. So on our internet there are 3 steps to apply, and it comes into our system, and we start automatically using algorithms to communicate with the seafarers. So instantly, actually, the seafarers are getting a reply to the application. Another story we have is our WhatsApp recruitment project, which we started last year. So we push, and now, the vacancies to the seafarers on WhatsApp with a description of what it is. It's not a group, it's 2 individual numbers actually. And everybody of us have actually WhatsApp in our pocket. And instantly we are getting it back. There's a bot who handle the communication with the seafarers here. And it works like this here. So we write to a seafarer, this is their job in this company. Are you interested? The guy here say yes. And then from this bot who's inside, the comes next. Do you have a rank experience? Yes, I have over 6 months. Do you have experience on 2-stroke engines? Yes. Do you have a US visa that's apparently acquired here? And then it ends up saying here, okay, please click on this link, and there comes up a calendar, and select a time when you like us to call you back. And that is really a fast way to interact with candidates. And here, if we say no, actually, then we also ask them why not, so we can give them a better job offer next time. Yeah, that was it. Sorry, fast.